take it real soon. You know we got what you need, baby, so take it along.
Things going on here. There's jiu-jitsu fighting in the next room.
Yeah.
We had the World Championships for the ACO. Just a couple of years ago, the first opportunity for me to meet Isaac Hurt. First time I actually had a chance to meet Rich Pyle, and I believe a whole host of other players from East Coast and West Coast. And Frank Gears, the founder of the ACO and our lead official tonight, gives them their final down and back warm-up tosses, and we will be ready to go and get underway. And this is a double dip situation, am I correct?
Yeah, Bob Heil has to do the double dipping here as Matt Cummings is sitting in the king's seat.
Sitting in the king's seat. Earlier, Riley Brewster was sitting in the king's seat, and then sadly he was sitting in one of the center court peanut gallery seats for quite some time and might have gotten a little bit stiff. That ended up allowing him to be double dipped by Matt Gammon. Matt Gammon beat him 21-5. I believe it was the final game. There were 2 9 spots. He had to beat him twice. And he had 2 9 spots that he posted on Riley after a very deliberate and a longer first game. So the winner of this will then end up taking on Matt Gammon for the championship.
For one game, take all. And Matt Cummings, his name is spelled M-A-T, he told me.
The single T.
The single T.
The single T. He's throwing the, what is he throwing? The Pro Sniper bags.
Pro Snipers. He is 100% Navajo.
Navajo, is it?
Navajo, yes, sir. And very proud of it, too. And that's a good thing.
Well, no question. He runs doubles when he plays doubles with Gary Bearpaw, who you picked to win the entire tournament. Unfortunately, eliminated earlier, but here we go.
Would it be a half a win if his partner won for me?
I think it would.
Okay. Bring it, baby.
And there it is.
We're getting good at that.
There it is. All right. Well, he's given them the signal that they can bring it, and they're ready to do so. Out of the blue lane and the higher seed, Bob Heil, the number 2 seed, the 28 seed, Matt Cummings out of the red lane. So Bob takes first bag.
Yeah, it's nice to back-to-back games, people we haven't seen on center court. So we always like that.
And what's interesting, too, is we have not only the pro jersey bonus if you're wearing an American Cornhole Organization pro jersey and you win singles having worn that jersey throughout the singles bracket, you get a $1,000 bonus. But we also have a non-pro, the highest finishing non-pro wearing a player's jersey. And earlier we crowned that person and gave him a little extra cashish as well. So glad to be able to do all of that, more incentives and more opportunities to honor those who play at the top of their game. Dickie, welcome aboard. Dawn, Josh, Megan, Adam, Zach, Brandy, Danielle, Philip, Ryan, Jorge, so many more. Carrie Bearpaw is watching. We were just talking about somebody near and dear to her.
Yeah, he's sitting over there in the front row, pulling for his partner, which is always nice to see. Let's see if Matt has any nerves coming up with his first time on center court that we've seen. Oh, you missed that fin. He hit an airmail dead solid.
No, I was going to say it didn't make any noise whatsoever. I looked away to grab my pen from falling off the floor because I was going to write down something pithy to say, and the next thing you know, I completely missed a complete swish.
He saved himself a couple points. And Bob got kind of hot in the middle of that game last time, too, when Ryan Hart was throwing all those bags in the hole. Bob was matching him bag for bag.
Well, and I think Ryan even admitted it was the airmails that did him in, and you had called that not 90 seconds earlier. You said, boy, Bob, just put those airmails in there, and he nailed the coffin shut with a couple of them, and that's exactly what he did. So these guys are going to roll the 8-bagger right in there, 2-0. Is the
Down the 8-bag freeway. Man, and this Matt,
score maintained there. Yeah, blue lane over red lane.
he come to play.
Heil over Cummings. Maintains that first bag and that easy stroke right there with the Luckies from the hip with his
Charlie
Luckies
Case.
jersey to the end of his fingertips.
Yep. The Luckies against the Pro Snipers. You know, we still have doubles going on here in the building.
We do. You hear a little bit of thumping in the background as things continue to wind down over a great weekend. Adam Gilbert mentioned that last game was a crazy finish. It was not Phil in it finishing that way. It's nicely done. You can leave the bad jokes to us and feel free to contribute. We'll give you credit where credit is due.
That was good.
Linda's asking how you got the name Mississippi Ninja.
You gave it to me.
I gave it to you.
It's my backdrop.
The
backdrop.
I don't know. I think it came to do with one day you showed up in a black jersey or all black jersey and you snuck up on me and I had no idea it was you.
Had a little mask on.
That's where it came from. Yep. Quite something. Sean Smith's on board. Rob Zukowski, Dustin, Melanie, Mike.
Donnie Long, Reed Shook out of my area.
Good stuff. Those watching on WatchStadium.com, we're glad to have you along.
Yes,
Cedar Rapids, Iowa will be the next broadcast on Stadium as we work our way to the final major of the year.
I've
Season
never been
17.
to Iowa either.
Well, Dyersville is going to give you an opportunity to head to Iowa, and we're going to look forward to telling you more about that here in just a moment. We're going to fire up a little something for you to take a look at, too, if you need some information on Dyersville. But if Dyersville, Iowa sounds familiar to you, there's a reason that it does. And 4-0 is going to be now adjusted to reflect 6-0 as Bob Heil adds a couple more on top of his early lead. But as you mentioned, Matt might have a little bit of center court jitters, but I have a feeling we'll see.
We know.
A nice little bounce back.
We know. And the winner of this gets the consolation prize of playing a red-hot Matt Gammon.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. And I get the feeling, and maybe I'm wrong, and we might have alluded to it earlier, but I feel like Bob Heil is getting more confident with every swing of his arm. He may not believe it. He just dropped one of Matt's bags in for him.
Temptation.
I think he's going to. How about that? What a shot! And that, you know what? I guess that makes Bob's kind of head lean back even more.
Look, you just want to turn around and give the guy a high five and say, "Hell of a shot, man! Hell of a shot! Yeah, that was great, man."
Very nicely done. Chase West, Brent James, Chris Bates, Eric Linker, Jeremy Beard, handful of others joining in. We're glad to have you along for the ride as Bob Heil looks to defend that higher seed spot with the number 2 out of the blue lane over Matt Cummings, who is sitting in the king seat, actually.
And he's not going to go quietly because Bob's got one out of play.
That is a fact.
If he can finish up right here. And if he's anything like his partner, I think he can. Yeah, he tried to slide around there.
Oh, he did, and he just caught just enough of Bob's to drag it in there. Bob is unfortunately not able.
We got a tie game
to carry him off of his bag and drop it down into the hole. And well, I tell you, those Luckies, he's got those broken in. It almost feels physically impossible that did not drip in from the left side right there.
Amazing. Because when those bags get loose, man, Sebastian Barter's got one you can bend around a dime.
Yes, he does.
I'm telling you.
Yes, he does. All right, little low left. I don't know if that was an intentional blocker there, but Bob certainly has the opportunity to come into the right side. He seems to like coming in left to right.
That's a good
to
block.
The left side
right
of the
there.
hole. But that's.
Let's see, Bob. You know he hit those two late in the game.
He did. He's going up and over.
A little short.
Rolls one off the back, and just as I mentioned, the confidence on every shot, I should have kept my mouth shut.
And remember, Bob is not the younger of the one here either. And when I say that,
how about that? Nicely done.
And when I say that, it's been a long day.
And another. He tried to match it.
Bob going
with
again.
One more bag to go. He's going to go up. He's going to go over, and he just misses it. Now I wonder, Matt stepped out a little bit early.
I think Bob grabbed a penny there, and he got one in the hole. one on the board. And
now we saw Matt, he stepped out as if to work his way down to the other side. But
we need Scott Mitchell to come add that up for them.
I don't know if that ultimately was a bit of a distraction for Bob, because I think it looked like Matt forgot that Bob had one more bag to play there. But he's going to come, as you said, pick up the penny. He'll take that 7-6 lead.
Yeah.
He'll take that first bag, see what he can do with it. Matt works his way through a practice motion.
And I was talking about Bob being the older fella, and I'm not saying that in a negative way. It's been a long 2 days here.
It has.
And he has been to the finals of everything. So he's played a lot of cornhole.
The only final we have not seen him involved in is the women's final.
Yeah.
And if we see a very tall woman with a Michigan/Wisconsin accent come in here that isn't Maggie Geiger, then we're going to have a couple of questions to ask here at some point.
Somehow I don't think he can get that voice very high.
I don't think so. Oh, boy,
very
look at
good.
that. That's
he almost
really
picked up 6.
Nice bag, and that one just seems like it is dying to fall in there off the front side. And there doesn't need to be a rake. A rake would be if the bags underneath the board were keeping something from falling in. But
that's a good one, Finn. I'm glad you brought that up.
That rake?
Yeah.
We haven't seen that. I think we've only seen that one time in all the center court matches. We've seen one time that rake had to be executed. But yeah, you're right. 3 points for Matt. He takes the lead. Takes the first bag.
And he seems to be settling in here.
He does.
And I think Bob actually throws a little better on his outside arm. See, when he starts struggling, it's always on the inside arm.
Well, what's interesting, he does, as you said, he seems to be very comfortable coming outside in on the
Oh.
hole. And thank you very much. You're welcome. Sorry about that, Bob.
We
But
did that to him.
when he's on the inside arm, he does do a nice job of owning the left half of the hole with his right hand, and that is not an easy shot to master.
Not at all.
Now, he's been fortunate that a lot of his opponents have left bags to the right, which allow him to get a little bit of a kiss, but that's not going to do him any favors right there for Matt.
And Bob, right there where I told you, he's been leaving bags there all night long.
He has, and just when I was bragging on his ability to go left to right from that side of the board,
he just over-adjusted
proved
there.
me wrong, and boy, look at that Salvador Dali. That's nicely done there. Good recovery.
But Matt's probably going to pick up another 2 here.
Yep. Looks like he is.
He did.
Yes, he did. All right, so going to tug and tuck on the pitch pad right there, and that's going to make sure that he's got good solid footing for the next time he's running out of that side from the next half of the round. Kelsey, James, Corey, glad to have you. Both of the Corys, Sean and Devin, Nathan. Feel free to throw shout-outs, throw stars at the players that you want to. If you want to, you can do that. However you're consuming the game. Again, as we mentioned, if you've got something that you want to know about earlier results, we're happy to share those with you as well. I'm Finn, the loudmouth for the ACO here at Center Court in Las Vegas at the Westgate Casino Resort and Spa, side by side with Philip Barnett, an accomplished ACO pro himself and a guy who has played almost every single person we've ever seen here on Center Court. But it is kind of fun to watch you call matches from people that you have not played.
That's right. I have a blast, man. I like to see these players. You know, looks like Matt. He's going to finish up and grab the 2 probably here.
Very nicely done there to come in and
yes, sir.
On that lower left. So he's going to take it to 16-7.
He started out a little slow, but he is taking control of this game. Now, we're not counting Bob Heil out at all.
No, not in the least, but it was almost the exact point we talked about. You know he'll settle into a rhythm. He'll get over the center court jitters, and almost exactly the moment when we talked about the fact that Bob was feeling a little more confident with every single pitch. And ta-da!
Yeah. See if he can get better from that arm. The inside been really struggling.
All right, Jana Hollis.
Yeah, my former co-ed partner.
Yeah. She said, "Hey, handsome."
I think I'm going to tell you right now, she was talking to me.
I'm going to go ahead and assume she was talking to me, but I know it was you. Jacob Penny and Jason on board as well. Glad to have you.
Jacob Penny, nice player out of the 870, the Scott Mitchell area. Another 2.
Yeah, I tell you, he
And
left that
Matt.
one up in no man's land there in the top left, and that was a rough go right there. So it's 18-7 now. He started out a house of fire, did Bob Heil, but
I've been trying to see if I could we can't get a smile out of Matt Gammon, but I can't get one out of Gary Bearpaw either.
nice,
there you go.
nice bag, nice over the top, and that's how he made his
That's
mark
right.
last time, coming back to get to this point over Ryan Hart. Those airmails were deadly.
And Bob realized he needed to do something, and he threw an airmail early and nailed it.
Going to clean those up, and he'll take something out of this one for sure, assuming he can just lay this one up the middle, which he will, and he does. Nicely done. So he'll take a couple there, and happy to have them. So 18-7 turns to 18-9. And maybe that's exactly what Bob needed. Like you said,
I tell you what, he changed the game up a little bit right there. He's been trying to go hole for hole. Now here's the deal though. He's been giving up most of his points, throwing this way
off those early bags. Yeah.
And let's see if he can adjust and find that rhythm again. And there it is.
That's not bad.
Yeah, it's a good start.
Yeah, I'll take that. I'll take that
But
for
Matt's
him.
been throwing on fire from this way too.
Yeah, he really has. That's a
there we
chance to
go.
come right to left and take that center.
Yeah. There's 3 good bags by Bob from that way.
Nice, yeah.
Let's see if he can finish off right here. Yes, sir.
That was almost like something out of the ballet.
There
Nice
you go.
8-bagger right there. All of them under the proverbial wooden sunroof,
Yeah.
as our boy Jay Boogie likes to say.
Yeah, hey, Jay Boogie, if you're tuning in, I don't know if you're out there, but anyway.
Oh, it's way past Boogie's
I can't
bedtime
tell
on
you,
the
he
East
gotta get up
Coast. Are
cut
you
hair.
kidding me? 12:36. He's been in bed for almost a minute and a half.
Yeah. Oh, Jay Boogie's a young man.
With some young kids,
That's
though, so
right.
he's absolutely probably by this time of the day fully tuckered,
I saw
as
his
he would tell
partner
you.
here today.
A lot of great action over the course of the weekend. Yesterday we had Johnny Thomas, earned himself the nickname The Thief, taking the Seniors Championship. A point here, 2 points there from Bob Heil, who you're seeing in front of you right now on center court. It was Lane Cruz over Riley Brewster taking the juniors. They're going to go down and take a look at this one. Well, at least half of them are. A little timeout, so Bob goes down to look at the dog pile.
Takes his hat off, scrubs his head, makes one of those faces, the man of a thousand faces. And he's laughing.
And Stacy Van Gilder, congratulations to her for taking the women's championship yesterday. And again, Bob Heil and Lisa Seeley taking the co-ed doubles from Randall Garrison and Kayla Herring, who you just saw here a moment ago in the Hampton Farms Big Blindfold Challenge. Oh, and he came up and over, and it just stuffed up.
And I think all Matt has to do is lay this on the board to pick up 2 to get him to 20.
And he does.
Yes, sir.
Oh, and it's not enough. It's just the physics of the bags just lock up.
He got 2 there. He didn't punch it in. I'm not going to tell him, man.
He's got one underneath.
Yeah, he does.
So now they're starting to calculate and look back.
Scott Mitchell gets his shoes off and tries to count this up. Yeah, he figured it out.
He realized the 2 was there, and I think it was Bob that mentioned it to him. If there's one underneath and the rest are on top, somebody got something, and it wasn't me. And that's what I love, too, the sportsmanship of the game. It's a self-governing game. It's like golf. It's a game of honor where you basically have to.
And you got to think about that, Finn, when you're mentioning that. We very seldom have problems in any of these games.
Don't say it.
But
I know
think
what you
about it.
mean.
There's many games.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
And then many boards and many players. We very seldom have any trouble.
Well, and it's interesting. I used to work in the concert business, and one of the things that we used to mention about the crowds that came to shows, a lot of it had to do with the format of the band.
Mm-hmm.
But people either came to party with each other or against each other. And these tournaments always are a family affair where people are coming to party with people they love and then people that they're looking forward to meeting. And there's a couple that Bob's going to pick up as he ambles his way back north to south. I'm going to grab a couple. But, yeah, to your point, the ACO family is always welcoming of new members, and that's why we would encourage you to go to AmericanCornhole.com and find a commissioner somewhere in the country. We're represented in 44-plus states, so it shouldn't be that hard to do, or become a certified official yourself and start a start a group up and start making your own jerseys and figure out how you want to do it. And we'll get you involved. And who knows, you could be out here on center court fighting Bob Heil in one of almost every division.
Yeah, every division you come out here. But you talk about, when you say that, anybody.
Oh, nicely done.
The average person could walk into any regional tournament, even the major here, and people are going to welcome you. They're not going to say, who's this guy, who's that guy, who's that girl.
They want to know how well you can
Absolutely.
throw. That's all they
That's
want
right.
to know.
That's all they want to know.
And how many beers you can drink. All right. That's going to be a couple more. Bob picks up a couple more. He pushes it to 13.
Yeah, Bob making the comeback. I told you, we didn't count him out. If he can stay focused, I think, on this arm right here, this inside arm, he's definitely capable of making a comeback. And so far, he's made the adjustment.
And I think one of the things, too, that we can point out here on center court, and if you're watching, any major sporting event, so often you look at the leaderboard and there are players that are conspicuous in their absence, sometimes. And you've made predictions about who you think are going to be the players that take certain divisions. But, the number of faces in games that I've seen around here, we just saw two of them, Josh Glover, Justin Duke, a couple that we thought might, make a little hay in doubles or individually if they were in singles, but both heading out the door. Oh, look at that.
And that bag is going to come back. It is sitting on the slick side.
Ready to go. And it doesn't. He wedged it up nicely. Now, it's going to be a 4-spot, but he did wedge that in there to keep it from falling.
He better be glad he did, because it started to fall.
That would have cost him another couple right there, and we've talked about it a number of times.
You talking about Glover and Duke? They were on me heavy because I didn't pick them to win.
Yeah, they were not happy with you. And that wave goodbye wasn't really what I would say. They didn't use all their fingers.
And you know what I told them? I told them, y'all just need to prove me wrong.
Prove me wrong.
But they did come to tell me bye and let me know that they are out.
And they said, both of them said individually, you're number one.
Yes, sir. On the way out.
Right.
And Bob has made a nice comeback.
Yeah, he really has. He's just gotten back into that smooth stroke. And, we could sit here and tell you about what they're doing and what these bags are doing, but you can see what these bags are doing.
And let me tell you something. Here we go. Here's decision time from Matt Cummings. He's going to take a look at it. And let me tell you what he's got.
Okay.
Here's what he's got. He's going to go take a look at it. He can shoot the airmail to try for the drag. He's smiling. I wish he'd look over here and tell me what he's going to do.
Yep.
But it's going to be fun to watch. And he's going
he puts
to
it
shoot
in,
it
it's a
for
wash,
the game.
and they go again. But if he shoots it for the game to take the airmail and the drag bag, that's going
Nothing
to
to lose here. Nothing to lose. There it is. Oh,
when he shoots and he scores and he ties.
You know what he almost did? He caught Bob Heil's bag back there and almost did the and one.
Yes,
shot.
he did. He almost got the and one.
Yeah.
That's right. And an and one of airmail that pushes the opponent's bag off the back.
There you
so
go.
You get yours, and one goes off the back. But like you said, nothing to lose.
Nothing to lose.
Nothing
right
to
there.
lose. 20-17. Matt Cummings holds the lead over Bob Heil. 28-2. From a seed standpoint, that first bag flies out of the hand.
That's a
and
double
follows
block.
up. Yeah, he follows up Bob's initial toss there. Oh boy, that's going to be
and this is
tough
him
to
just
overcome.
lay up.
Yeah.
There you go, perfect. Now Bob has to hit a shot. He missed
and
it
that's
again.
gonna do it.
Another layup.
There's not going to be any recovery from that right there.
And he actually pushed that where he couldn't drag a bag.
He did it. How about that?
All he's got to make one of these bags to win now.
All right,
Bob's sitting on 6.
He's got 2 off the back.
And he's got to make it. And there it is.
He does, and that's going to do it. All right, well.
Very nice.
Matt Cummings in the king seat out of bracket B holds on, and he had to be double-dipped by Bob Heil. Unfortunately, Bob not able to put it off, so that sets our championship singles final between Matt Gammon and Matt Cummings. A couple of mats out on the center court mats, and we will have that going on here in just a few moments.
ACO, we are Cornhole.